Hello, Liberating Souls. This message is for Leo. We're about to go over a full May 2023 reading. Let's go. All right, Leos, we're going to start off with what is your current song theme message when it comes to the month of May? At this time, for the Leo Collective, one card, please. One song, please, for the Leo Collective at this time. What is the song? At this time for the Leo Collective at this time. What's coming up? Okay, we have The Way I Am by Eminem. All right, instantly getting that energy where it's like, hey, you're tired of putting up with other people's stuff in terms of like they're judging their projections onto you, their fears, their doubts, maybe things that they wanted to achieve or things that they see in you that they wish that they had. And it's like, hey, you are owning who you are and walking in your truth, your purpose. Like, I don't care, this is the way I am. Like, you don't care as much as what like other people think of you and how you are, how you're presenting yourself. Like, you are walking in your truth and owning that. So I feel that type of energy when it comes to the month of May. Now, when it comes to career, let's see what some of your messages are for when it comes to career at this time. All right, so instantly messages that popped out for Leo career is we have sacred space, reach for your dreams, and then we have flames of wisdom. Oh, these are great, powerful cards because we have wisdom that breaks into a 3, reach for your dreams in a 3, and then we have 7. So these are abundant numbers. 3s represent harmonizing, being in alignment, manifestation. 7, luck, prosperity. I feel like at this time, as you're leaning into like the things that you want, I feel good for you and saying like, hey, look, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna do me regardless. That you are in this healthy, selfish energy. And like, as you are doing the things that you feel drawn to, I feel like you're attracting the prosperity, the opportunities, the people that are going to help you get to where you're wanting to go, where whatever dreams, goals, aspirations that you have, business, career, and I feel like even side incomes too. I feel like side incomes as well. And it's just a lot of just water just streaming down. I feel like you've been pouring so much into yourself that it's bringing you to pour into other projects, pouring into yourself, pouring into other projects, which is leading other people to also pour into you. And you are in this space where like all your hard work, all the long nights, all the times where you were believing and just kind of leaning into a lot of what other people's opinions are of you and the doubts and kind of allowing that to kind of weigh you down. But I feel like this month of May, you're like, nah, you're taking in the wisdom, maybe even some of the things that didn't work for other people. Like you're just kind of being really cautious at this time. I'm feeling more of a free-spirited energy, but there's also a part of you that's like, hey, it's just very assertive and stern on the things that you are wanting to go for, and even putting yourself out there a bit, but in a way that feels safe, that feels like, yo, this is right, this feels good for me, for you. And when it comes to like, I am the creator of my own dreams and achieve them with confidence, like showing up confidently, like, hey, you know, there might be some unknowns where it's like, it may not work out doing this or doing that strategy. However, you're here for it though. You're along for the ride and you're going in with confidence. And however this is turning out, I am open to all life's wisdom. And like, look, you're taking in the wisdom of what's gonna come through when you are putting yourself out there with confidence and standing up in that way. I find peace, security, and contentment when surrounded by nature's beauty. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know exactly what seals represent because I do see the seal right there. I'm noticing that right now. It's coming up. I may have to look it up and give you like the description right here. So just as a reminder for myself. Okay, so when it comes to seals though, I feel like I definitely want to share what that means. But also like when it comes to ooh, okay. There's also, I'm gonna put this here too, as far as like the name of like this right here. And basically like the sunlight coming through the trees, being able to kind of see the light. Like, I feel like things, you're seeing the light, you're coming closer to the light. Things are coming more clear and in focus for you at this time as you're leaning into yourself and the things that you want and not really carrying the weight of other people's projections. And this is really helping you to really see the light through the trees, see in between the lines of what was not for you and what is for you, what feels good for you. And as you're reading between the lines, you're able to get closer and closer to your dreams. And when it comes to the seal, I'm not even gonna guess. I'm gonna try to guess. So like, when I think of seals, I think of just like, I don't know. I'm going to be, okay, this is what's coming through for seals, but I'm going to have the description below. But like for the seals, being able to like, because of how like they don't have arms, they kind of like flop. So I feel like for you, you're flopping in different directions and you're getting closer to like your home. What feels like home. I feel like you're getting closer to what feels like home. As you're flopping and maybe you haven't felt like you've belonged, maybe you felt like an outcast or just singled out and just not a part of within community. Maybe you felt like left out, and I feel like you're getting closer to what feels like home for you as you are leaning into yourself. I hope that resonates when it comes to career. Now with that, we're gonna go ahead and move forward to love. But before we get into love, I want to ask you, if you've made it this far, Leos, please let me know if this resonates so far. Okay, give me a thumbs up or comment below. Let me know. I'd love to see what you're experiencing. Like, what are some things that are really coming through for you as you are looking at this reading? Now with that said, also know that I do offer one-on-one readings, whether you're wanting like an astrology full chart coaching reading, or you're wanting more of like a card reading coaching session. I do offer that at this link right here, and you can click the clickable link in the bio description or in the comments. And with that said, if you're wanting more clarity, guidance, direction in your life when it comes to your self-discovery journey, your self-love journey, your relationships, your career, finances, business, like if you're wanting more support in those areas, know that that's something that we can absolutely go for and see like, okay, well, what do those next steps look like? What are the messages? What are spirit wanting you to know to get closer to where you're trying to go? Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into it when it comes to love. Leo singles. Leo singles collective at this time. What's coming up for the Leo singles collective at this time? All right, so instantly we have a couple cards that came through. All right, so we have friendship. Friendship keeps coming up, y'all. This card keeps coming up when it comes to it keeps coming up in readings, I'm noticing. So I feel like friendship is really important at this time. It's important to be, I feel like a lot of the signs within the collective are really wanting you to, like, at this time, just really leaning onto your friendships, leaning onto the people where you do feel home, where you do feel safe with. That's coming up for sure. Even with as a single Leo, that's something where it's like, hey, you might have been feeling lonely. You might have been isolating yourself, and Spirit is really wanting you to lean on to those friendships. And even if you're like, oh, going out, you might be like more introverted, or you might be an extrovert and you want to spend time with other people, but a part of you is just kind of, it just seems like it's either out of the norm or it's excessive. So either you're more introverted side and it's like excessive, where you're just being home for the sake of like just not wanting to go out and put yourself out there for love. And then there's also this side, and then also to say that putting yourself out there for love, maybe you don't want that at this time, maybe you're not wanting love. But I feel like for the singles, you might be at a time where you're not ready for love. But like whatever the case, whether you're putting yourself out there dating or not, I think what I'm picking up is like just being home is not really helping. Like Spirit is wanting you to put yourself out there, try different foods out, try different things out, meet different people, but especially meeting with your friends though, people that you feel safe with. I feel like that's the biggest thing though. And as you are on this journey of loving yourself. It's this card, it says living from soul opens me up to the magic that exists, and I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and conditions and own terms and timing. I feel that when it comes to the side of you where it's like you've been home and it's been excessive as an introvert, or like as an extrovert, it's out of your norm where usually you like to be around people, but you just kind of been isolating yourself because of what's been really like weighing down on you. I feel lots of introspection, lots of just kind of feeling really safe at home, but afraid of like really what's out there for you when it comes to love. And I feel like at this time, when you are being able to open up to the magic that exists and surrender, um, it's tough. It's tough when you like had your heart broken or been hurt, even with friendships. I feel like even too, it's really hard to really be able to continue to put yourself out there, to be in the situation of potentially getting hurt. But whatever the case, these are people that you feel good, and it's really taking things moment by moment instead of being so caught up in the future and the past. I feel like you're really caught up in the past, really caught up in the future. Like, well, what if this happens and what if that happens? And it's based off of the stuff that you've been through within the past that has you doubting what's hopeful for the future, that's has you missing out on what is now, what is here for you right now. You have friends, you have people in your life who really care about you and who are worried about you, who are concerned. And it's not your job to make other people feel comfortable or anything like that, because it's the way you are, period. But like when it comes to doing this for yourself, not doing this for other people, doing this for yourself, you owe it to yourself to feel joy, feel happy, feel loved. You owe it to yourself. And it can be really difficult, you know, as you are in this phase, but knowing that, hey, like as you surrender, as you let go, well, not everything, I know it's a journey, like letting go and allowing things to happen, like it's definitely a journey for sure. And it's like taking it moment by moment, right? And doing what you can to live in the moment and allowing things to come and flow in and just kind of fall into place for you and align itself, right? Where I feel like in order to be able to harmonize the things that you are wanting in life as you are in the self-discovery journey and single journey, like it is important for you to know, like when you are able to open yourself up to newness instead of dwelling on the old, you are able to, there's so much more possibilities and potential for you. You owe it to yourself, Leo singles. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and move forward to Leo couples at this time. Leo couples at this time, messages for Leo couples. Leo couples, what's coming up for the Leo couples? Okay, so we have a couple cards that came through. We have being with discomfort, and then we have fearless self-love. So both of these cards break into a 4, and 4 is all about protection. And I feel like within this, so fearless self-love, wherever I choose to love myself, no matter the circumstances surrounding me, I am practicing fearlessness. Leo collective. At times of discomfort, I courageously seek my soul essence, which is clear, pure, and luminous. Okay. I feel like at this time with this person, things have been a bit uncomfortable and really difficult to navigate around. And with the struggles that are coming up with each other, or like stuff that's happening on the outside in, it's important to ensure that you are having a clear mind, I feel like, because it's very cloudy. Like sometimes it's difficult to be able to move forward, and because all the stuff that's going on, where it's like you're caught up in all the things that you have to do, all the things that are going on, all the crappy parts. And then there's the doubts that come in, and wondering if it's like something that you're wanting to even continue. And I feel like what Spirit is wanting you to do, Leo couples, is to really sit with the discomfort that you're feeling, as uncomfortable as it is, and move through it versus ignoring it or trying to go above it or around it. Be with it. Feel the uncomfortable emotions that are coming up in the crappy times. And sometimes I feel like we owe it to ourselves to do that, because ignoring the things that we don't like, or, you know, that are hurting us, that snowballs to our breaking point. So that's why it's so important to listen to ourselves when it's like, hey, this hurts. Hey, this is not okay. Hey, I'm overwhelmed with whatever it is, and facing it in a loving, compassionate way. So that way it's not a passive aggressive buildup to where it explodes into something that can be really harmful for yourself, or to themselves, or to the relationship altogether. Now, with that, that is a message for the Leo couples. And with fearless self-love, whenever I choose to love myself, no matter the circumstances surrounding me, like, hey, this is, you are who you are. Like, hey, this is the way I am, and not being with someone who is wanting to change you, but really loving yourself for who you are, but also being able to, hey, there's certain things about us, there's always room for improvement. Like, hey, you are the way you are, but also knowing like, hey, there's room for improvement for you to be a better person, a better partner, overall a better human. And within that, as you're striving to be better, instead of staying stagnant on like, hey, this is who I am, and that's good, it's powerful to be like, hey, this is the way I am, but also knowing like, hey, you're not going to be this person forever though. Like, you are evolving, and allow yourself to evolve. Don't allow yourself to just be stuck on this one version of yourself, where you're doing whatever you can to give yourself them upgrades, like the phone upgrades or the computer upgrades, where it's like, hey, you know, ready for an upgrade or an update, and you got to update, and I got to wait. And it's like, hey, and I feel like the upgrade, the upload, it's downloading. Whether it's going to actually go through is based off of you and the relationship altogether. So with that said, being able to sit with the discomfort, compromise, sit together, and see the different things that you're wanting to improve on and grow from, I feel like that's something to definitely lean more into for the Leo couples. Now we're going to move forward, close out this reading when it comes to the angel answers. Angel answers at this time for the Leo collective at this time. Okay, so we have a few cards that came out. We have compromise. That goes beautifully with the couples card. Then we have meditation brings answers, if you believe. And then we have trust. Trusting in yourself, trusting in the process, and then compromising. Now, where you're trusting, the message that's really coming through, where it's like, okay, hey, sometimes it's not taking cards as face value, right? Where it's like, hey, trust and believe, right? Where it's like, okay, trust, believe, but that doesn't mean that you just gotta like allow shitty things to happen, right? As well as allowing people to continue to treat you the same way, where you're just waiting and waiting until things get better. No, identifying the things that you deserve, that you feel good, like feel good for you, and declutter the things that don't, right? And speak up on the things that don't, and being able to compromise in a way where it's not harming you, in a way where you're making yourself uncomfortable to make other people comfortable, or a person comfortable, but more so doing, like, coming up with a situation where everybody wins. Everybody wins. Friendship, friends, friendship, partner, career opportunities, collaborations, like you with yourself, like win, win, win. What does a win look like, okay, for everybody, including yourself, not excluding yourself, including yourself, where it's like, hey, This is the way I am. And then we also have whoops. Ooh, okay. All right, so we have meditation. Meditation brings answers. I feel like with the card flipping like that, this card is definitely emphasized. I feel like guided meditations would be super powerful for you as well. As far as what in particular, I feel that I feel chakra meditation would be helpful. Not particular on a certain chakra, but I feel that all of them, like just like a chakra guided meditation would be very powerful for you. Sometimes it's difficult to sit with yourself and meditate with yourself. And I would recommend that as a guided meditation or whatever you feel would be best. That's something that's coming up though. With that said, I do hope this message resonates. Please let me know and we'll see you in the next reading. Peace.